All right, so this is one I found that we looked at on our Instagram, and I ripped it for today. This is cool because it's Yogi Berra in a Miller Lite commercial, but it features a young, then unknown Jason Alexander in the background. Jason Alexander used to be a big commercial guy before he became famous. He was in Broadway and commercials. He'll talk
Let's
about
do
it.
Let's do it. You should
I've been doing a lot of thinking lately
There he is,
about
Jason.
Miller Lite. What a profound concept. It's got a third less calories than I probably thought it didn't even have. And it's less filling than it would have been if it was more filling than they didn't want it to be. Plus, it tastes as great as you expected, even if it had more calories than it didn't have in the first place. Think about that.
In other words, there's only one light beer, because if there wasn't, he wouldn't be saying there is. Right, yo?
I don't know what the hell Yogi Berra said in that commercial. I played it twice.
He's known for that, right? Because
Yeah,
didn't he
course.
have the Affleck commercial? Oh, we gotta get the Affleck commercial where he's like, what does he say? He says, when you get hurt and miss work, it doesn't hurt to miss work, or whatever.
Yeah.
We gotta get that. We gotta get that
They
one
give
on
me
here
cash,
at some point.
which is as good as yeah.
Roll it again. Roll it again.
Yeah.
Roll it again.
Let's listen to what he says. Let's see what he says.
I've been doing a lot of thinking lately about Miller Lite. What a profound concept. It's got a third less calories than I probably thought it didn't even have. And it's less filling than it would have been if it was more filling than they didn't want it to be. Plus, it tastes as great as you expected, even if it had more calories than it didn't have in the first place. Think about that.
In other words, there's only one light.
Okay, so I kind of got this one line I still don't get, but he's pretty much saying, I thought it had a lot of calories, but it doesn't, and it still tastes good, even if it did have all those calories or had all those calories, but it doesn't have them. But it tastes what? And then Jason Alexander, he's kind of balding there. He's featured in the commercial.
I gotta be honest with you, man. I think that Yogi just did this. He ad-libbed this, and everyone there wasn't acting. They genuinely were like, "What the fuck is this guy saying?" Like, what? Because they all have that like look on their face.
Yeah. That's just Yogi. I remember Billy Crystal told a great story that he went out to dinner with Yogi Berra, and Billy Crystal said, I'll have scotch on the rocks. And Yogi Berra said, I'll have the same thing too, but with no ice. So just another Yogi, like, what did you say? My favorite Yogiism is nobody goes to that restaurant. It's too crowded. It makes sense, but it doesn't, right? Like,
he's known.
I'm
for
not
that.
going there.
He's known for all that kind of speaking in those kind of like back and forth kind of phrases.
Nobody goes to that restaurant. It's too crowded.
I gotta say, these are probably two of my favorite vintage commercials that we've done so far. I had a good time with this, man. I did. This is cool.